Alright, hi everybody, it's Bankai922 here to bring you, I know it's late, One Piece review. Episode 547. Okay, so what happened to Hime, unfortunately. Queen Otohime, what happened to her? Um, Moving right along, what occurs is everyone's saddened, everyone's depressed about it, and we have, this is the flashback obviously, we have Jinbei walking around. He feels like he's saying to himself, Tai, and to him, I couldn't do anything to save them, to do what have you. And he sees one of the signatures on the floor, and he gets rid of the fire with it. He crunches it, and what have you. And then he hears that somebody found the culprit, the person who shot Otohime. Now, I already found out from somebody, I think on Skype or something, who really shot her. You know, um, we go to the scene and Jinbei's there. He's like, "Who it is?" And supposedly it's a human, but we see Horty Jones there. He was still in the army back then, and he says he shot him. And then, you know, Jinbei's automatically he's saying, "I don't want this. This has to be sealed. In other words, don't show this body to anybody. Don't say to anybody that this is the person who killed Otohime." So what happens? Fucking Horty Jones takes the corpse of the body of the guy who shot her and just wing it around. It's like, oh goodness, this is the person who killed her. It was a human, so on and so forth. And we get the scene with the princes and Shirahoshi, and they're all saddened by it. It's kind of strange in a way. And, saying that, he's basically saying to everybody that, there's no way we can coexist with them, so on and so forth. This is like tying it, because the whole thing is, I believe Horty Jones, he takes right after Arlong. He basically takes right after him. Extremely influenced by Arlong and his ideals and so on and so forth. And moving right along, we go to the King Neptune, Jamon. He goes inside the hard shell tower, and all we hear is this boom, boom, boom. We keep hearing these loud noises in there. It's him banging on the door because he just feels like so angry. He wants to kill somebody, and he's in there and he's really crying a lot. And he's saying to them that even though his wife said not to avenge her, not to be disgruntled to a human, he can't help it because he just wanted to get the hands on the man who killed his wife. It was like really emotional shit. A very emotional episode this one was. Then we go from that to him coming out of the tower and seeing Shirahoshi and his princes, and Shirahoshi's crying on his beard thing, and it's very emotional and stuff. And then we get to a scene with, they're getting ready to go to the funeral, and Fugaboshi, I believe his name is, one of the princes, gives Neptune, his father, a letter that was being sent to Shirahoshi, and it's basically from Vanderdecken. Pirate Vanderdecken. And he's basically saying that he wants to marry Shirahoshi and so on and so forth. And because of this, he's announced that they're not going to the funeral. Because if they go to the funeral, they'll be targeted. Shirahoshi will be targeted. So instead, they don't go, and everyone's at the funeral, and they're grieving for Otohime. And so is Jinbei. He's there too, and he's crying. It's very emotional episode, first half. And then that's when we get a video feed the princes decide to show a video feed, and Fugaboshi, he's there, and he's saying that he's decided that his mother's last wishes were to not feel hatred towards the humans and so on and so forth, and he's decided to continue her work. In other words, it doesn't matter if it takes 4 years, 4 or 6 years, the next summit, or 10 years for the next summit of that summer summit, going to get Fishman Island and put it under the real sun to continue her work and so on and so forth. And that's pretty much the flashback that we get, and then we go from that to present time. And we have Jinbei, and he's basically talking to Luffy and everybody, and then he says, that he tried, and Jinbei says it. He says he tried to stop Arlong, but he had backing from the Navy, supposedly, and that's why he couldn't stop him. And then Sanji says something stupid. Well, he does not stupid. He just says, maybe you should slit your belly then, was punishment. And then Nami tells him to shut up and, stop that. And, she says she understands it must have been painful for you having to go through that, and the fact that, the pain that you've been in because of this situation. And she says that even though it was a painful experience for her, if it wasn't for that, she had friends during that experience that helped her a great deal. So, and then she's like, doesn't have any grudges, and she feels, about it. And then Jinbei starts crying. No question about it. He just starts bumbling and crying and crying. And he's like, no words. I should not be given that much for kindness. To some extent, that's what he said. And, well, yeah, Frankie's crying, and Chopper's crying, and Shirahoshi's crying. And Frankie, I forgot what Frankie exactly said when he says, to be a brother, with what you did, and so on and so forth. And then we go to Luffy. Okay, Luffy falls over. He was sleeping. Oh my god, that entire story, Luffy was sleeping. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? So then, I forgot who it was. I think it was Sanji or Nami. They throw something at Luffy. Oh, wake up, you idiot! It's like, he's like, and he's asking Jinbei, why are you crying? Like, I'm not crying. He's just wiping his eyes off, and stuff. And then we get another scene. Interesting thing with also in this episode, we have, Shirahoshi and Nami. And Shirahoshi says to her, oh, you seem familiar to me, like somebody I met before. And then Nami says, oh, probably because we've had the same kind of experience. And it is the same kind of experience, in a way. Because when you think about it, how Shirahoshi and her mother was, with humans and stuff, and how Nami had experienced it with a fish man. It was kind of the same tragedy, same kind of pain they went through. Moving right along, what then happens is a huge, gigantic, it's not a snail communicator, it's a snail video receiver. So basically this huge snail comes out, the snail receiver, but it's for video, not communication. It comes out and snails and crawls and crawls and crawls. Before that happens, Hachi was saying to Jinbei, he says no, he wants to do something even worse. Not blocking the signatures that they've gathered for the summit. He wants to do something far, far worse. And he's, unlike Arlong, if fishmen are sympathetic or kind or aiding any humans, he'd kill them. That's Horty Jones. So he's not only does he hate humans and wants to kill them, he hates fishmen who are kind or sympathetic to humans as well. So anyway, the video snail comes out and it stops and it broadcasts with its eyes this video on the bubble, and we see Horty Jones, and he's basically saying, "I'm the leader of the new Fishman Pirates," and more or less that's where it ends. So finally, we are done with these flashbacks. However, I really like the flashbacks. I know people will say, no, flashbacks suck. I really like flashbacks. I really do. I like these flashbacks. I love the emotion. The emotion in One Piece is great. It's great. It's awesome. Before I finish off this, and I'm going to give this, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. Surprising, right? 4 out of 5? What? 4 out of 5? I'm going to give 4 out of 5 because the emotion got to me. It was really great. One person commented on my other One Piece episode review, and he says, "Oh, I guess you're going to have to change your name from Bonkai 922 to Hockey 922. No, I'm not going to do that, but I am going to say that I really like the One Piece anime. I really do. I honestly do, especially in this arc. I like how they do flashbacks. I like how they bridge the story together. It's really great. It's really fantastic. So yeah, this was a pretty damn good episode. We'll see what goes from here. I did see parts of the Fishman arc in the manga. I did read a few chapters of it, so I know a little bit, but not everything. So, you know. But anyway, good episode. Liked what I saw. So, we'll see where we go from here. 4 out of 5. Liked what I saw. I liked the emotion with Jinbei and Nami and how this went about, you know? Really good. Okay, everybody, this has been Bonkai 922. See you guys later, and next week, I will not be using this computer to do videos. New computer. Next week. Next week around well, not Sunday, we'll say Monday. Be using a new computer to do videos. Oh yeah. I'll check you guys later.